Today on Ben and Jake's Fishing Show, we'll be focused on catching bass in Eastham, Mass.
Yeah, boy. You know the Garys that we done in previous videos.
Gary Yamamoto DTH 5-inch grubs.
Also, the creatures as well. Nice.
And the DTH 4-inch grubs. Gary Yamamoto, best soft plastic manufacturer on the planet.
According to Ben Hall.
Here we go with, this is the creature.
You can't see it, dude. There you go.
That's the creature. As you can see, it's got two little flaps right here.
What's it supposed to imitate, Ben?
Oh, this is mostly a crayfish. It can also be a salamander of sorts.
Now, how I'm fishing them, because personal preference, of course. But I like to put a little head on it, so it gets it down there a bit quicker, and makes that little bit more disturbance when it hits the decks.
Yep, the creature you can fish weedless. It works kind of well as a salamander imitation. But with the DTH grubs, I really like to fish them on a jig, like Jake did, or you can fish them on one of these Terminator jigs that we were talking about earlier. That's actually a really nice trailer for one of them. So
please rig me up with one, Ben, please.
I'll rig you right now.
Do you want to use a different colour, or?
This is actually a good color for this.
There you go. Watch him.
Take the Terminator jig.
Get up close to the screen so you can see.
Okay. Slide the weed guard out to the side. It's actually going to be kind of hard to do on camera.
Look at the concentration in his eyes, folks. That is not kidding.
Okay, here we go. So you want to make sure you don't part that skirt in any way. Like it's going to harm it. All you want to do is just drive the hook right through the center. If you don't drive it through the center, you're screwed. That'd come out right about there. As you can see, you want to let that other skirt fall out of the way. Then you drive it up a little bit more. Put it onto there. And when it's done,
the skirts, because there's lots of them on this.
The skirts blend, and look at that. Look at that, folks. That is a perfectly rigged Gary Yamamoto DTH grub on a Terminator jig.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
That, my friends,
is perfection.
Is not kidding.
You ought to get this jig.
Benny today's got this nice shiny object in his hands. Please explain.
This is a Booyah spinnerbait with Colorado blades, chartreuse and white, the goose hummock pink curly tail grub. There you guys go. See it right there. Very effective for catching bass, pickerel, white perch, pretty much anything that swims in fresh water. So
what I like about it most, though, is, well, what spinnerbaits do. The amount of disturbance that this thing gives is...
It causes so much disturbance in the water and pulls some of the biggest fish that are pulled from Cape Cod ponds year-round.
You have to fish them slow, though, especially this time of year.
Yeah, it's only like 50 degrees out on a warm day right now, so you just go low and slow.
Especially this little grub.
Yeah.
The little...
The nice thing about it is they have this nice arm right here, which keeps it pretty weedless when it comes to hitting logs and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can bounce it off logs, rocks, whatever you want.
Also, not just a bass lure. What else eats it, Ben?
Pickerel.
Pickerel.
Pickerel go ballistic for the pink grub. That's why we have it on there.
I mean, it's... Because it's not stupidly long.
Like some of the other ones we have.
Yeah.
Bass.
They don't just come and nip it off, then you have to take it off, waste your time with all that.
Not very canny at all.
And even that makes a little bit more disturbance in the water.
Yeah. You have to have a rod that doesn't have a lot of whip, though, because they are sometimes pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
They are pretty heavy sometimes. But you can get them in a lighter weight if your rod has a lot of whip to it.
Definitely a baitcaster job, really, I'd say.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, this is online at goose.com or come to the shop.
I would.
So Jake, what do you have in your hand?
I have the Excalibur Rattle right here. Ow. Sharp hooks, of course, because that really hurts.
Yep.
Brand new, straight in. Got a lot of these in stock.
Oh yeah.
Great. I love them.
Crayfish colored.
Mad colours right here. These work.
Look at that.
Great all time of year, but
Really nice in the late fall, early spring, which is what we're going to do tomorrow.
listen to that rattle right there.
Listen to that.
That's like a fish call. It's like a duck call, but for fish. I'm going to call that word the Fish Commander.
Yeah, the Fish Commander.
Right
Let's hope
there.
we don't get sued for that. Basically, what you do is you just tie this straight to your running line. I don't like to use swivels because they ruin the action lure. You go over a hump, you go.
Especially as well if these. Ow, you nearly hit me there. But if that swimming right, and it just bounces off a rock. Ooh, the fish will smash it right there.
You just want to work these deep and slow.
Slow will go home.
Yeah, go slow or go home.
There you go.
Get them at goose.com or visit us at Goose Hunt Shop.
Or if you don't buy them, you should just go home anyway, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
You're not going to catch anything, mate. What do you think of that lure, Ben? I love it personally.
Well, this is one of my favorite crankbaits. This is a Strike King Pro Model crankbait in the crawdad finish. See that?
Personally, I love all Strike King stuff.
Yeah, very nice. Great hooks. They swim really well. Obviously, Kevin Van Dam uses a lot of them. Pro-Bass guy, so
Must work.
they obviously work. I mean, just the fit and finish, the attention to detail on these lures is just quite amazing.
We have so many in stock as
So
well.
we just got a brand new shipment of them preparing for spring bass season.
Different colours, different sizes, different types, different rattles, different hooks, different anything you want.
Yeah, different depth diving. This is a medium. This goes 8 feet. Or Oregon tomorrow has got a lot of rocks. There's a lot of crayfish. I just bounces off the bottom like.
Here's a rock. Look, here's a rock. Wow, I'm a fish. There you go. That ain't Kenny's son.
Get them at Goose Hunt Shop or goose.com. So, Jake, what do you plan on using tomorrow?
So this right here, probably one of the best fishing lures. Well, it is probably one of my favourite. Everything's my favourite, but this is by far my favourite.
The Rapala Max Wrap Suspending Jerkbait.
The suspending part of those suspending part of those just amazing, right?
Yeah.
Catch fish on this all day. You drop it down. You gotta fish it real slow though, especially in this time of year. So you swim it, get it down deep enough, and you just let it sit there, because it'll just slowly just wheel a bit like this. And then after about what 5-10 seconds,
Jerk it.
just give it a little nudge, and then just a little nudge, and then rip it in again.
This step right there?
Yeah, you may, Ben.
One of the main features of this, which also brings the retail price of $21.99 for the size. Very nice, high quality VMC trebles, best on the market. And the sliding weight system which is inside of it, which makes it cast like a bullet.
Yeah, very good cast system. I'm gonna
I
say.
mean, this is the best casting freshwater lure out there over the 3D Minnow by far.
And because it has VMC trebles, I've had no rust issues at all.
No, this is a very, very, very well made lure.
Used it many times.
Definitely worth the $22 it costs. So, comes in a variety of colors. This one's a nice green. I don't know if you can see that. We have them all at the shop. Just got a ton of brand new in.
See, now, to me, they kind of have, like the 3D Minnow, they kind of have a prism type finish.
They do have a prism finish to it. It's actually more subtle, and they have a sparkle in the top. I don't know. You really can't see it on the camera. But they have a really nice sparkle to it on the top, which I prefer over the 3D Minnow because it's not as a absurd bright finish. It's a subtle finish. So, get them at goose.com or in the shop. Visit us.
Up next, we have the what do we have here?
Strike King Square Bill crankbait.
Oh, beautiful. I just square bill because it has the square swimming bill.
Yeah.
And those
The
hooks.
eyes, look at the eyes.
What do you think of those hooks, Benny Boy?
Those are VMC trebles, once again, a common factor in high-grade lures. The paint job, though, is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's just.
You'll notice today that most of the lures we're going to use tomorrow in the test videos for catching fish are crayfish color due to the rocky bottom. And that's a great color for early spring, late fall. That's what the bass forage on, so.
This is what I use, this is what you use, it's what most people.
I throw anything that works. I mean.
I'd throw a can of Sprite out, mate, if they were working on that.
Exactly, you just gotta throw what that works.
So I get, we've got a couple in each tackle box, haven't we?
Okay, we got a couple each tackle box. We've got a brand new shipment in along with the pro models.
You come in now, you just see a whole wall of strike.
Yeah, it's literally an entire wall of Kevin Van Dam Strike King stuff, so.
Come in and see for yourselves, really.
Yeah, it's one of the best crankbaits on the market, if not the best, so. Have a great day. Visit us, Goose Hawk Shop. There we go, Jake. There we go. Take it. 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 Take it.
There you go. Look at that tip. What rod's that?
HMG rod, folks.
What do we got?
Look at a little bass. Is that the first of the year? Ooh.
Well, there you go.
Come on, I know you're in the weeds, but come on, you bugger. That's a nice fish right there, folks.
There you go.
Don't want to break that rod, so we're just gonna go. But
There you go.
right there. Visit us goose.com. Same pond we caught the pickle last time. Just cut. There we go.
Oh, it's a baby, dude. That's
Aw, man, it's a baby, but you know what? It's a fish. There you go. Right there, Ben and Jake's Fishing Show.